Hey beauties, it's Riri. If you're new here, I'm an over 40 lover of all things beauty, and I love showcasing indie brands here on my channel. If that sounds like your cup of tea, please consider subscribing and giving the video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of me, and why wouldn't you, then make sure you turn on the notification bell when you do subscribe so you'll never miss an upload. We are in the midst of Christmas. That is my 31-day marathon that I do every December. Hopefully we can make it to 31 days, y'all. Mom's tired. I'm getting tired. We are finally, I'm literally the last person on the planet to try this palette out. We're finally going to be testing out the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau Palette. We're going to dive in. Alright beauties, before we dive in, I will quickly tell you what is on my face. Of course, I have my Too Faced lip injection. I always have it on. It's fantastic, amazing, wonderful. I love it so very much. I have on my Glam Light Icing Eye Base in Buttercream. I primed with my Jouer Anti-Aging Moisture Primer. And then my brows are my Huda Beauty Micro Shade Brow Pencil in Light Brown. And my NYX Thick It, Stick It, I love that name for some reason, in the shade Brunette. And then I did put a little bit of my Fenty Beauty, like the undercover brightening thing, underneath my eyes, because I've got some dark circles going on right now, yo. Anyways, we're going to dive in. I have not even swatched this palette at all. Haven't actually broken it down, taken a good look at it. I have to say that I really, really love the packaging. I don't really know what I want to do yet, but I do think I want to go ahead and take Paloma, and I want to put this on the brow bone. And of course, you're not really going to see this. This just kind of helps us out in blending. And thank you guys for still wanting to see this palette. I asked you guys when I got it from Kate. Thank you, Kate. If you guys still wanted to see a look, or was it a little too late? But you guys still wanted to see a look, so thank y'all very much. I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to decide what direction I want to go in because y'all know me and my love for green. But I think I'm actually going to not do the greens this time, as much as I want to. I'm going to stay away from them. I'm going to go into the shade Floor next, and I'm also going to get up close enough just so you guys can see the level of fallout in that shade. So I'm going into this shade right here, Floor. I think that I'm going to go into this one, and then we'll pick a shimmer shade to do in the exact same brush. Again, I always get a little bit of kickback. That does not bother me. I like to note it for you guys. And I'm basically just using the exact same brush, and I'm working, this is kind of my, I guess, go-to method, if you will, unless I'm like winging it out or something, or trying to create a different shape. I always will start with my lightest shade first, and this is another way that you can use just one brush or two brushes for a look instead of using, you know, a million like I usually do. But if you start with the lightest shade and work your way down, you can kind of stay in that exact same brush. And it just gives you this beautiful kind of soft gradient effect, which I really love. And you'll notice that instead of me kind of staying right in the socket of my eye, I have to go slightly above because I do have hooded lids, so just know that. I feel like the color is true to the pan color, and actually I have to say, I mean, that it is a more buildable formula because it is a little bit drier. A little bit thinner of a formula. I have to say that I'm not getting as much kickback in the pan. And I'm actually not getting any fallout at all on the eyes thus far. So maybe the formula has improved. Not that it's been a bad formula. I mean, the Sultry palette and the Modern Renaissance are two of my all-time favorite palettes, like, ever of life. So I can't really complain there. And I'm in a fluffy brush, but it's also tapered and more flat at the end. That way it kind of really sticks into my crease, so to speak. I can kind of really place it in there. And then once I do that, you can see that I'm kind of just very lightly feathering my edges out. I hope everybody is well. Do you have any big plans for the holidays? If you don't celebrate the holidays, then what do you have going on right now? Do you have any birthdays coming up? Also, I want to know, because Caleb's birthday is right around Christmas time, if you do have a holiday birthday, meaning if your birthday's on the 4th of July, if your birthday's on Valentine's Day, if your birthday's around Christmas time, do you feel like you get shysted? That's not a word. Whatever word I'm trying to say. Do you feel like you get the shit end of the deal, basically? Or do you feel like you like having your birthday on a holiday? We've always tried with Caleb to really celebrate his birthday completely separate from, you know, Christmas time. And we've always done like a birthday party for him, or his friends will come and stay with him or something like that. Obviously, he doesn't live at home anymore. But, you know, we always try to make sure that he still felt special and his birthday was its own, you know, special, unique thing. So I'm curious, you know, if you have, especially I feel like a Christmas type birthday, did you kind of get the shit into the deal as you were growing up or even now, or was your birthday always celebrated? Let me know. I'm nosy as hell, y'all. I'm going out with the ColourPop E27 now. It is a little bit of a pencil brush, but not a super tight pinched pencil brush. And I'm going to go into that shade Metro that I told you guys about. Not getting hardly any kickback in this shade. And again, I'm just using a little bit smaller of a brush. I could have stayed in that brush if I wanted to. And as I intensify my color, I'm going to come down the lid. That way you can still see the gradient of all the shades that I've used. But if you do celebrate the holidays, what are kind of your, you know, what are your go-to traditions? You know, do you make ornaments? Do you travel? Do you go out of the country or on vacations? I think I feel like I've heard some people say that. Maybe it's just a rich person thing. I don't know. You know, but do you take vacations? Do you go out of the country and have like these extravagant things? I know that my grandma, while my grandfather was still alive, they saved up their money every single year and they never gave one another gifts throughout the year. Meaning anniversary, birthday, you know, Valentine's Day, things like that. And then every year they bought a cruise and they would go on a cruise. And that was like their special like year-end celebration of things. I think that's a super beautiful idea. And also, have you been on a cruise? I want to go. We actually paid for a cruise prior to COVID, and we were supposed to actually go in March of COVID. So needless to say, we didn't go. But I'm actually wondering now, and I did ask back then too, because I do have nausea issues and I get like car sick and stuff like that. I don't actually know, like maybe it was a sign that I didn't get to go on the cruise. Because I don't know if I'd be able to handle it, if I'm being honest. This color, oh, that is beautiful. This Metro shade right here. Hey girl, how you doing, girl? So yeah, I don't know. Do you guys go on a cruise? What has your experience been like with cruises? I want to do something that's just different, and I feel like a cruise is pretty damn different. You know, not everybody goes on a cruise. I'm going back in the original shade Paloma. And I just want to sweep my edges. You can also do this with a translucent powder. You can also do this if your bronzer or blush just kind of gets away from you at all. This is performing as it normally does. Again, a little bit thinner. You got to kind of take your time a little bit. I don't mind that because the staying power is there. That's super important to me. We don't really have a lot going on for the holidays. Caleb is coming into town. And my brother is actually coming into town, which I'm super freaking stoked for. My brother is like my twin. He and I are like one and the same. I just got boobs. I love him so much. Like, he is my person. He's coming in town. Of course, Caleb's coming in town. I get to celebrate with my family. My family comes over for Christmas. So I'm really excited. I'm really trying to kind of push through this funk that I've been in for a very long time. I know a lot of us can relate to that. I know that especially after 2020, I mean, I have so many conversations even with you guys, where it just seems like everything's kind of been pretty stagnant. Not that anybody's doing any better, you know, or doing any worse maybe than you kind of were per se. But there's not really been a growth in as far as like a positive, like moving forward, or, you know, everything's just been kind of been like, oh, okay. Here we are. We're just living life. Well, we're trying to live our life, y'all, do the best we can. I'm obsessed. I think this is so beautiful. I think the gradient looks really, really pretty. Now is when I wish you guys were here with me, because I think I like all of these. I'm not going to do the green, and I feel like the peacock's not going to go as well with what we have. I think I'm going to go into Lily, which is this one right here, and it looks like a beautiful duochrome. This one I will swatch. Ooh, that feels way softer of a shimmer formula than what I'm used to. Oh, wow. I feel like that's going to be really beautiful. I love the shift in that. I think that's going to be perfect for this look. Also, I always keep a towel down here just in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm going to go with that. I always start with my finger. You guys know that. So I'm going to go into Lily. It is a little bit softer of a formula, so maybe it might end up being a little crumbly kind of to start with, so just be careful. Oh, pretty, pretty. Oh, that's perfect with this. I really like that. I'm going to try to build it up just a little bit. Wow, yeah, that's really beautiful. And then if we wanted to be a little bit more kind of precise, we can go in with a small pencil brush. This is the ColourPop E28. I'm going to spray it with one of my all-time favorite setting sprays of life, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set Setting Spray. I'm going to spray my brush. And just so I can be a little bit more precise, and because it may give it a little bit of a boost, we'll wet the brush and we'll see what we end up with. And then in between the matte and where I have a lily at, I'm just going to take this brush and feather it through. That's really pretty. Very subtle. It's definitely not like, you know, knocking me out. It's not like an intense, crazy metallic, but really, really beautiful. And again, something that's super important to me is staying power, and I've never, ever had an issue with Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows not lasting long. I have several ABH palettes. I also have the, setting spray. The ABH eye primer is my all-time favorite eye primer ever, ever, ever. Holy Grail status. I love it so much. We also have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. I definitely feel like ABH is one of those brands that they're a more classic brand, meaning kind of aside from the Norvina leaning, type of palettes, everything's pretty classic. Everything's pretty kind of soft or a little bit more neutral, more what I call like more wedding wear or everyday type of makeup. And I think that's why they have such a cult following, so to speak, because they make good products. They really make really good products, standout products in my opinion. This is so pretty. I will say, for my own personal taste, I like a lot of depth in my outer corner, and I don't feel like, I could probably go in with Muse because it looks more of like a satin, and I could try to build it up. Let's try that. Let's go into Muse. I feel like this could have gone a little bit, richer in tone, a little bit deeper, so we could build up a little bit more depth. And I know not everybody does that. Not everybody cares about that. I am someone that likes to do that, so I'm going to add a little bit of this. All right, I'm going to finish blending this out. I'll do my face with you guys, but we'll speed that part up, and then we'll finish up the lower lash line, and I will be RB. Alright, beauties, here is our finished look. I did go in and finish up with the Sugar Rush Lash Smoothie from Tarte. I really like it. It's okay. This is my first time trying it out. I love this look. Is it anything to write home about? No, I know it's not, and that's alright. I think it's beautiful. I will say, I know that I could go in with Muse, but I wish that there was a very rich, deep purple, or even like a deep, deep hunter green, emeraldy type green. And I wish there was something different for an inner corner highlight. That's just personal preference. And do I have those shades 85 times over? Of course I do. But do I want to reach for them? No. Overall, I really like this. I have to say that I think in comparison to previous palettes, this is my favorite, I think, as far as quality goes, other than the Jackie Aina one. That one is my all-time favorite. Nobody could ever touch that one in the realm of, like, ABH. I love that palette. I like the look. I like the aesthetic overall. Oh, and the bronzer, you guys, the reason I freaked out just a little tiny bit, but that's why I give y'all that tip of putting it towards your hairline so that if you F up, nobody knows. It's my first time trying this. And when I looked at it, to me, it didn't seem quite so rich, unless I might have had some bronzer left on this that was a little bit warmer than this is. But I like that it has like a little bit of a luminous quality to it. Y'all know that I live for that. I'm feeling this whole vibe. I think it looks super beautiful. I think it's kind of more of an everyday look, or you could wear it for a holiday party. That is it, beauties. I love you. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.